Today, we discuss about global media culture. But first, we define what is culture. When we say culture, it can be defined as all the ways of life including arts, beliefs, system of language, practices, and institutions of a population that pass down from generation to generation. Also, that cultures are what make countries unique. Also, culture is seen in people's writing, their religion, their music, the way they cook, their code of manners, their dress, religion, ritual, and everything they do or we do. The culture is everything we do is considered a culture. Next is media. Media is a carrier of culture because it communicates and spread a society's values, beliefs, traditions, language, and ways of life to a wide audience. Also, media cultures allows people to learn about their own cultures, making it a powerful for a cultural transmission. So we use media. Also, media and its function. According to Jack Lowe, he described media as a means of conveying something, such as a channel of communications. So technically speaking, a person's voice, a medium. However, other people refer to media as the technologies of mass communication. Now, we define what is global media culture. So when we say global media culture, it refers to the way media practices, representations, and consumption patterns operate beyond national borders through television, films, music, news, and social media. Content is shared and accessed by the people around the world. Also, global media culture shape our identities, lifestyle, and perspectives, while also encouraging the blending of local and global cultures through continuous cultural exchange. So, the example of global media culture is the K-pop. So, everyone is familiar with the well-known Korean group Blackpink or BTS. And if you notice, K-pop has been influential in every country globally, especially here in the Philippines. The K-pop is we still idolize them. So also we are now adapting their way of life and their cultures, like how they dress, the music, and even the food that they eat is we adapt. Even though we don't understand their language, we still idolize them. That serves an example of how media has facilitated the global dissemination of many cultures. So, media culture is a major factor in mainstream culture's information because it influences society's opinions, values, tastes, attitudes, and availability of information. And according to Jack Lowe 2014, globalization could not occur without media since they are partners throughout history of men. Now we proceed to the development of media. Historically, media had five stages of development from the earliest form to the complex ones. These stages affect globalization progressively according to Lowe 2014. First is the oral communication. It allowed language humans to communicate and share information. Moreover, language became the most important tool for exploring the world and the different cultures. Next is the invention of script. This stance became a hindrance to oral communication. It allowed humans to communicate over a larger space and for a much longer duration. It allowed permanent codification of economic, cultural, religious, and political practice. Next is the invention of printing press. The introduction of the printing press allowed the continuous production, reproduction, and circulation of print materials. Its written documents were mass-produced, which gave everyone access information that once available only to the rich, powerful, and religious. Next is the electronic media. It is used by electricity, includes example of the telegraph, telephone, radio, film, and television. The wide reach of this media continues to open a new perspectives in the economic, political, and cultural processes of globalization. And the last is digital media, which relies on digital codes. It can be created, modified, and stored in any electronic device. Digitalized content is transmitted over the internet and computer networks. In politics, candidates use this media to campaign and advance their platforms. In economics, it allows the advertisement of products and online business transactions. Next is the role of social media. Social interaction has always been important for human survival. In the past, people lived in small tribes, then formed cities, and later built countries. At every stage, people created ways to connect with another through communities, leaders, and communication tools. Social media plays a big role in connecting people. It allows individuals from different cultures to share their ideas, stories, and experiences. Media helps spread our culture, but at its heart, media is about people and their relationships. The understanding of the relationship between media and globalization should not be limited to differences in internet speed among countries, with nations, leads to technology production or the number of views a worldwide movie premiere receives. As an active media users, it's also our responsibility to examine how consumerist media practices affect cultural identity, ideology, and value systems. Aside from the evident uneven process of media globalization occurring worldwide where effects and consequences are not equally experienced, globalists recognize the presence of a power geometry. This means that some groups have more control than others over the spread of ideas and to an extent the promotion of specific interests that dominate global culture.
Media culture and global interaction. Pagdating sa usaping globalization, hindi lang ito tungkol sa negosyo o pera. Malaki rin ang epekto nito sa kung paano tayo mamuhay at makipag-ugnayan sa ibang tao. Noong 2004, naglabas ang sociologist na si John Nedervin Peterson ng isang framework para mas maintindihan natin ang cultural impact ng globalisasyon. Ayon sa kanya, hindi lang iisa ang nagiging resulta kapag nagmix ang iba't ibang kultura. Sa halip, may tatlong posibleng mangyari: cultural differentialism, cultural convergence, at cultural hybridization. Ang cultural differentialism o pagkakaiba-iba o hindi nagbabago. This perspective views cultural difference as immutable. Ibig sabihin, hindi talaga ito nababago o nabubura ng oras. It suggests that globalization only affects the surface o labas lang, and deep down, nananatiling separate at hindi nagbabago. Example, the clash of civilizations, specifically the conflict between the West and non-Western civilizations such as the West and Islam. Sa Western countries, ang freedom of speech ay pwedeng kasama sa pag-criticize sa relihiyon, pero sa Islamic nations, ito ay itinuturing na blasphemy at mahigpit na ipinagbabawal. Ipinapakita nito na kahit pareho silang gumagamit ng modern technologies, ang kanilang core beliefs ay nananatiling magkaiba at madalas nagbabanggaan. Pangalawa, ang cultural convergence o pagiging magkakatulad. This perspective emphasizes o binibigyang diin ang growing sameness of cultures. Ang idea rito ay dahil sa sobrang lakas ng impluensya ng mga progressive at makapangyarihang bansa tulad ng US o Korea, parang nilalamon na nila ang ang ibang kultura hanggang sa maging magkakamukha na tayong lahat. Ibig sabihin ng growing sameness ay ang mga bagay, tao, lugar, or products are becoming more similar to each other over time, losing their unique differences and variety. Ito ang ito ay ang proseso ng lahat ng bagay na nagiging pare-pareho, predictable at madalas boring. Example, sa Korean style, mapapansin ang mga Filipino teenagers na mas pinipiling magsuot ng makakapal na layered clothes at oversized coats para makuha ang Seoul aesthetic kahit mainit sa Pilipinas. Pangatlo, ang cultural hybridity. Ang cultural hybridity naman ay ang blending o paghahalo ng iba't ibang kultura para makabuo ng isang bagong form o identity. Ito ay paggawa ng bagong version sa combination ng luma at bago o local or global. The following are the key features of hybridity or hybridization. When different cultures mix and live together, nangyayari ito kapag ang dalawang magkaibang kultura ay nakatira sa iisang lugar at nanghiram ng ideas. Example nito ang Chabanako sa Zamboanga at Cavite, which is Kastila ang mga salita pero ang grammar ay purong Pinoy. Hindi siya pure Spanish, hindi rin pure Tagalog or Bisaya. Ito ay hybrid. Peter C's 3 outcomes show how cultures respond to globalization. Some resist, some adapt, and some mix influences. Media plays a key role in all of this because it is the main channel through which cultures interact and spread. Through global media, powerful countries can influence others, which is cultural imperialism. Smaller countries can also share their cultures, which is contraflows. Ano nga ba ang cultural imperialism? Ang cultural imperialism ay nangyayari kapag ang isang makapangyarihang bansa ay nagagawa ng impluwensyahan ang buong mundo. Ipinapakalat nila ang kanilang values, lifestyle at media sa ibang bansa through movies, television, music, technology, and global businesses. Dahil dito, ang local cultures ay humihina at minsan ay napag-iiwanan na. Examples: Hollywood movies influencing lifestyle and beauty standards worldwide. Dahil sa impluensya ng Hollywood movie, marami ang nanggagaya sa lifestyle at beauty standards na sikat sa ibang bansa. Pangalawa, ang contraflows. Ito naman ay opposite ng cultural imperialism. Ito ay kapag ang mas maliliit na bansa naman ang nagpapakita ng kanilang kultura sa buong mundo. Imbes na ang kultura lang ng malalaking bansa ang sikat, napatutunayan dito na ang maliliit na bansa ay may sariling influence at hindi laging kontrolado ng iba. Example, ang ating mga local cuisines ay nagiging international food trends na rin gaya ng pagkakagusto ng mga foreigners sa adobo o sisig. Hindi laging madali ang epekto ng media sa atin. May mga challenges din tayong kinakaharap pagdating sa kung paano natin ginagamit ang media ngayon. May 4 na issues sa media cultures. Una, ang access to media. Hindi lahat ay pare-pareho ang process. Example, sa malalayong lugar gaya ng Amazon, wala silang internet at umaasa lang sa lumang radyo. Mahirap pa rin gawin pantay-pantay ang access para sa lahat. Pangalawa, ang production and consumption. Sa mga apps na gaya ng TikTok, tayo ang gumagawa ng content pero ang app ang nagdedesisyon kung ano ang pinapakita sa maraming tao. Malaki ang epekto nito sa youth culture at sa kung paano tayo mag-isip o makaramdam.
Number three is the inclusion and participation. It is important for all groups to be represented in media. In the past, people with disabilities were often shown unfairly. Now, more stories show real experiences with respect, helping to challenge stereotypes and promote dignity. Number four is cultural integrity. Media can change Number four is the cultural integrity. Media can change local cultures. For example, K-pop mix Korean music with Western styles, creating a new type of music loved worldwide. This shows how media can make local culture global while keeping its unique identity.